Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we're here to do a 4K deep dive review of Kino Lorber's release of April Fool's Day. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so April Fool's Day. I haven't really heard anybody talking about this release yet. I've actually had it for a little while, and I ordered it from Orbit DVD. I didn't get it right from Kino. So I've had it a little bit. I've actually watched it twice because I had not seen this movie in years. And I just want to say this is it's one of the best 4K. I mean, the year is young, but it's one of the best that I've seen so far. Like, it is, the colors leap off the page, the picture for you. I mean, we'll get to all that in just a minute. But the movie itself, actually more fun than I remembered. I'm try not to spoil this, but like if you've seen this movie, this is just one of those that it's very easy to spoil the twist. Like, everything kind of hinges on the twist of this movie, but you essentially have like 9 college students, and they're going to go to this sort of remote island, it's a remote island mansion, right? And kind of like maybe a mansion that's going to be a bed and breakfast type thing. You have to get there by boat, but it's not like it's, you don't have to go on some 3-hour tour to get there. You have to take like a ferry boat to get to it. So it's isolated. And they're there for a mansion. So you have this setup of, these beautiful kids, 20-somethings, just a classic horror setup. They're out here away from protection of the mainland. They're doing things they shouldn't be doing. They're going to go out there and party, have a good time. So you have this isolation factor. You have sort of a wooded island factor, and you're surrounded by water and all this. So you get kind of a little bit with the scenery. You get almost like a little bit of a haunted house vibe because you're in this big mansion. So you can kind of play off that. You can kind of play off the Friday the 13th kind of college kids go to camp vibe, because you've got the body of water, you've got the woods surrounding everything. So the setting is classic, and the setting works. I really forgot how much I liked this movie. It's one that just kind of gets overlooked a little because a lot of people are like, oh, with the twist, once the twist, it's no good. But that's not really true. It's still a fun ride. Everything's not about the destination. I have people on here that come to the channel, and they're new to the channel, and they're like, why do you talk so much about the movie? Just hurry up and get to the list. Like, this should be like 1 minute of movie and show me clips and get to the list. Like, there's a lot of stuff for that. There's a lot of stuff in our society that's like instant gratification and just hurry up and get it over with. And you can find plenty of that. But a lot of things are about the journey. The journey can be better than the destination. And not that the destination is bad in this. It's just like, if you already know where you're going, it kind of affects how you perceive the journey. And that can be kind of the case in this movie. But I still have a lot of fun, right down to the lead character's name. I mean, come on. So like 80s preppy Muffy St. John, I think is her name. Like, that's just so like on the nose for this. But this was classic artwork growing up. Like, this is something that I definitely saw, posters in the video rental stores and cover art and stuff like that. So you're going to see these kids, just like in every horror movie, things start to happen to them one at a time, but things may not be what they seem. You can't necessarily be sure of anything you're seeing in this movie. So that's about as far as I can go without just completely spoiling the movie. And I know a lot of you are like, hey, everybody's seen that movie. Man, look, sometimes I talk about movies that are 50 years old, and I get people angry that I spoiled them during a review. So, like, if you're here for a review, I talk about the movie, so I'm going to try not to spoil this one. So I'm not going to really go any further. I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun. And when we get to the movie itself, like the 4K quality, this is a really, really good 4K. The color grading on this, the clarity. So this is a brand new 4K restoration with a new scan done. And I've gone into that. Restorations and scans are different. The restoration process, when they take the film first and they do anything they need to the actual film negative or whatever they have, the physical part that they have, and they may fix it beforehand, and then they run it through the machine where it scans that film. Then you get the digital, outcome from that scan. And then once the digital outcome from that scan is there, now they continue the restoration digitally. You can fix hairs, you can fix scratches, all that kind of stuff. So all that stuff is new and it's done. And there is, it looks like to me there's a new grade on it. Either that or just the original grade just pops out. Now, I can't find anything about a new grade done to it necessarily, but they could just be lumping that into the 4K restoration, brand new 4K restoration, because that could involve, for some people, that could involve a new grade. Doesn't say it specifically, but that's all I have to go on, is how damn good the color looks. So the scan does come from the original film negative, so that you're usually going to get the best quality restoration when you can grab that negative. Doesn't mean the others can't be great. That just tends to have more of the information still there for you to pull out, because 35 millimeter film can have resolution in excess of 4K, sometimes all the way up, to 6K, like existed in that 35 millimeter film. And now you just got to pull it out. It couldn't be delivered to us back when this movie came out, which was like 1986. When this movie came out, it couldn't be delivered to you in that format. So even the best you were going to get at a theater was a 2K digital package. So it had to be downgraded. So this is seeing it in all of its glory right here. Still could actually be more, because Cinema 4K is higher than Ultra HD 4K. But this is seeing it the best format that we can get at home. And it has some new audio commentaries by film historians. So there's several film historians, Howard S. Berger, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson. There's not a ton of other new special features. Everything else has been like ported over from the Blu-ray. So you get Horror with a Twist, Part 1 and Part 2, interview with the director. Looking Forward to Dessert, interview with actor Clayton Rohner. Bloody Unforgettable, interview with the composer of the film. The Eye of the Deception, interview with the cinematographer. Plus you get the TV spots in the original trailer. So that's it. So it's not loaded with special features. I do think it is on a 100 gigabyte disc. So that's the best you can get as far as having to compress it down. You want to compress down the least amount possible. But the audio on this is just the original DTS audio. It does have Dolby Vision HDR10, so you're going to see this the best that you can. And there are scenes in this. Hopefully I can show you some stuff here. Like at the start of this movie, where the group is all meeting and they're about to get on the ferry boat to go over to the island. The blues, the reds, the sky, the water. I mean, it's just like knock your socks off. Now, I mean, it's going to vary a little bit with your settings and your setup, I'm sure. So I have the Panasonic 820 UB820 and the C3 OLED LG. So, and I calibrated. If you guys follow me, I do all that stuff. So it's going to vary a little bit, but it's inherently there to just blow your mind with the color. And I think that opening part of the movie, and then when they get on the ferry boat and they're going across the water and they're waiting to get over to the island, and the guy sees the one girl and she's out there undressing to her one-piece bathing suit, which to me is just so 80s. If it had been a one-piece thong, like that would have been so 80s. Like if she had a one-piece thong on with some like white sneakers, It would have been so 80s. But I mean, the bathing suit is so 80s, but it's very primary colored, like blues, whites, reds. And she's basking in the sun, and she's got her makeup on and her teased hair, and the guy's coming over to hit on her and everything. And it looks like you could reach out and touch them. I even had somebody come in the room and they're like, it looks like they're standing here. It looks like I'm looking through a window. It's so lifelike. I mean, it's that good. Kino doesn't give me, and just so you know, I get nothing for free. If I ever get something for free, which I never have, I will tell you, I don't get anything for free. I was just that blown away by it. And that part just stood out to me so much. And then later, there's other things that will really test a 4K, like the quality of the restoration. I will say, if you don't like grain, the original film grain is present here. I'm a grain lover. Like, I don't want it to be distracting, but I like the natural filmic look. So there's definitely some grain. It's not overwhelming or anything, but you see it. It gives you that nice filmic look. I hate the word cinematic. It's filmic. You can tell it was shot on film. It has that look to it, that depth to it, that quality to it. And it tests that more, like, because when they're in the house, like later in the movie, and it's dark and they're going in and out of like beams of moonlight, and they have flashlights and stuff like that. That can be hard on a camera. That can be hard on film. It can damn sure be hard on digital. It can create a lot of noise because you have bright lights in the middle of darkness. The camera is searching for light and all that kind of stuff. So when it picks light, it can cause too much grain. Or if you're shooting digital, it can cause too much digital noise and blocking and things like that. Banding, because it's struggling, and then it's getting bright light to the sensor and then low light to the sensor, bright light to the sensor, low light to the sensor. This handles it as flawlessly as you can, especially for a movie that's, almost 40 damn years old. I thought it looked great. You can see what's going on in the dark, but it's still dark. And I just had so much fun watching the movie again. And it's funny, one of the lead actors in the movie is the guy who plays Biff Tannen in Back to the Future. And I was talking with Brian at the last movie standing, and I was talking to my buddy Chance, who makes movies with me, and and this is one of Chance's favorite movies, favorite horror movies. He loves it. Yearly watch a couple times for him. I don't know if Biff, it's hard to picture the guy who plays Biff in anything else, and bless his heart, I just totally lost his name in my brain. He does this great comedy skit, Stop Asking the Questions. It's like a song that he does where he talks about people asking him questions about Back to the Future. He doesn't mean it in any kind of mean way, but it's so funny. And he plays a big role in this, and I'm trying to think of what other movies that he played a big role in, and I can't really think of a bunch of them. And so it's cool to see him in this as well. And then the lead actress, just totally dropped her name. Deborah Foreman. She was in Valley Girl and a couple of other movies too. And she does really good in this. It's a little lighter, it's an R-rated movie, but it's a little lighter on your TNA compared to a lot of 80s slasher movies and things like that. But it is a lot of fun. And the twist, if you've never seen the twist, it's a big twist if you've never seen the twist. If you have seen the twist, then you can watch it knowing it's coming and try to pick out things that maybe would lead you to that twist that maybe you missed before, and just have fun with the movie. I had fun with it. It's a great 4K. I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of the movie at all, I think I got this from Orbit for $26.99, and it probably, if it goes on sale with Kino anytime soon, is probably not going to be a whole lot less than that, because a lot of times when they do their sales, it's not going to be anything that they just released in the last few months. So it would be a while. I didn't have this in the collection at all, so I was happy to get it. You got that artwork. Then the slipcover has the original artwork. It's a 2-disc set, so you're going to get the Blu-ray as well. So you're going to get the Blu-ray and the 4K. There's no reversible artwork. There's no posters. I mean, Kino is pretty bare bones for what you get, especially in the day of 4Ks and collecting and everything else. It's pretty bare bones. So I don't know that I would go more than $26.99, $27.99 for it. But when you don't have it in the collection and you can get the 4K and the Blu-ray, I'm good with that. The 4K knocked my socks off. It looks really damn good, and I highly recommend that. It's a good way to see a slasher that's just full of popping color, and it's a lot of fun. Classic artwork there, and I really enjoyed it. Kino did a good job with this one. And that's what I got for you today. Just going to try to drop in more 4K reviews just here and there. Because I kind of dig into them a little differently because I make movies, I edit movies and stuff for a living, so I kind of see some different stuff. And I'm a big fan too, so I feel like I can give both perspectives. And people ask, "Hey, can you review a little more?" So I'm gonna try to do more 4K reviews, even if that means that sometimes I have to drop two videos in a day. Because I like doing my lists, I like doing my recommendations, I like doing all kinds of stuff. You guys know I do it all here, and but I'm gonna try to get to more 4K reviews for you, and I'm working on a couple of more right now, and that's what I got for you today. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and you can join the channel right here. You want to help support it even more, so I can get more 4Ks to review for you. Because nobody sends me anything for free. You can join right here on YouTube or my Patreon link, become a channel member, get your name in lights on every single video. And, you're going to get behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking. I just put a whole 25-minute anatomy of a scene on there behind the scenes of my movie Creature Feature, where I show all the raw clips, all the talk behind the scenes as we're shooting a scene. And then put the finished product with all the music, the color tree, all that stuff in there so you can see how it is. I do all that. I do special members only videos, behind the scenes looks at all kinds of things that I do. And it's just kind of a cool experience if you want to be a part of it. And I appreciate you all being here. Until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I need a Duff now. Duff Man. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. I know.